There you go. Okay, it is now 4:01 Pacific, 5:01 Mountain, 6:01 Central, and 7:01 Eastern. So, welcome to today's live trade machine help and navigation session. For those who don't know me, my name is Ophir Gottlieb. I'm the CEO of Capital Market Laboratories. Former market maker, option market maker, former hedge fund manager, former managing director quantitative research for an institution that was later bought by Morgan Stanley. For my AI background in financial mathematics, quantitative economic decision systems, and finance. And I've been doing professional finance for 25 years. I'll let Max introduce himself when it's his turn. Just to get us started, I'm going to tell you, Max is actually going to be running this. Max is our trade machine guide or our trade machine navigator. He's a former option market maker too. I'm just here to kind of kick things off. So we're gonna, each of these sessions, we have these on Tuesday and Thursday. You don't have to join if you don't want to. Max is also in CML community. We'll show you how to get there every day, every market day, not every weekend day. So 5 days a week on average, right? So you can talk to him live. You can also welcome to join these live video sessions Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays, Max is going to be here during market hours for those of you who like that. And then Thursdays, like today, are going to be after market hours for those of you who, have a job. So you'll always have this opportunity live, either through chat or through video. And if you really like the sound of Max's voice, you can see him twice a week. So today, what Max is going to show, first of all, there will be a live Q&A session, so you can ask any question on any subject related to Trade Machine, even if it's not what we covered today. That doesn't matter. This is for you, right? We're not here to hear ourselves speak. But we also know you're here to see something. We want to prepare something. So we'll have a little bit of a series going on. And so we're going to start with a particular strategy today that's in Trade Machine. We'll show you why. We'll look at it across technology companies. And when I say we, I mean Max. Max will look at it across financial companies just to show you how robust the strategy is. It doesn't just work on a certain type of stock or during a certain type of market, because Lord knows financials have been in a bear market. And technology stocks have not. They've been ripping. Although financials have not been in a bear market recently. Magic what happens to financial stocks when rates go down. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to focus on a strategy, how to use it, what it means, then how to use it in Trade Machine, and really most importantly, if such a strategy is interesting to you, say, oh, that should be an arrow in my quiver. Well, the goal is not that you're on Trade Machine every day. The goal is that you work on Trade Machine for 30 minutes and then Trade Machine does the work for you for the rest of your life. So that's what Max is going to show you. So I'm going to duck out. I'll be here, but I'm going to take my video off so you can focus on Max. I'll be here for questions, and I'll be here for the whole time. And
thank you, Ophir.
And I'll let Max go. So I'm still here, guys. I'm just going to shut my video down. That's all. I'm still here.
Okay, I'm getting a message, host disabled, participant screen sharing. Ophir, if you're still there.
Hold on 1 second. I'll do that.
Thank you.
Okay, you should have that now. Sorry about that.
It's okay. No participation. Okay. Max K trading on Taste to Trade. Screen, whiteboard, post attendees. All right, I'm going with screen.
Screen, exactly.
Screen share.
You can also, Max, you can turn off, if you want, you can turn off your video so the screen doesn't have you on it. But if you want people to see you, you can do that too. It's up to you.
I'll turn off my video. Okay. Everybody take a good look. I used to have more hair. I think being a market maker, option trader on the floor of the coffee, sugar, cocoa exchange from 1993 until about 2012 sometime, contributed to the loss of my hair. as well as married life with children.
All good reasons.
All right. Now I have to move this down. I'm a relative novice with using um, Zoom, so forgive me. We're going to start with a special announcement from our CEO, about 25 seconds.
So, Max, in order for people to hear that, you want to pause it. You have to unshare your screen and then share your screen. But we share your screen, there's going to be a little a check mark that says share computer sound.
I'm not sharing my computer and sound. Damn.
You're sharing your screen, but not the sound. So you have to unshare your screen.
All right. I'm sorry, guys. I got to find it. It says new share.
No, do you see where it says share screen? Just click it so you're not sharing anymore.
Uh, am I not sharing?
No, you are. You want to unshare.
How about now?
No, we still see your screen.
Okay. I see pause share.
Click on stop share.
I don't have a choice. Stop share. I'm
That's all
sorry.
right. That's okay. I'll do it. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay.
Apologize.
That's all right. I'll do it. So now I stopped your share.
Okay. I gotta get out of full screen. Okay. And then what am I looking for?
Hopefully, you can find. So click share screen.
Share screen.
Before you click it, on the bottom left-hand corner, there should be a little checkbox that says share.
Oh, share sound.
Yeah.
I see it now.
Okay. There you go.
All
Click
right.
that, and then you can do the video. Go for it.
All right. Apologize.
You got it.
Sorry, everybody. All right.
Are provided for general information purposes as a convenience to you, the viewers. The materials are not a substitute for obtaining professional advice from a qualified person, firm, or corporation. This is not a solicitation to buy or sell any security ever. This is not advice. Here is the agenda.
Okay, that's not our agenda today.
But you guys got the disclaimers. That was the key.
Right. That is the CML disclaimer. That voice you know. Okay. So we're going to look at a video, less than 2 minutes, that talks about an AI enhanced option strategy that has many uses. In this case, we're going to talk about the spreading of the sell-off. And we're going to be using the ever popular in community, put 132. So we'll listen to Ophir for less than 2 minutes.
Max,
And then,
can you maximize your YouTube on the right hand side up a little,
yeah, what do you
down a
want me to
little,
max?
down a little, your screen. So you'll see there's a go down a little bit with your mouse. Down, 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 down.
Oh,
Right
yeah, yeah.
to the right, to the right. No, it's okay. So close that. Yep, perfect. And
It's,
no,
you
that
want me
one.
to do this one?
There you go. Boom.
Okay.
Now go ahead and play it.
All right. So this is spreading a sell-off, the put 132.
Short volatility. We'll go to the back test, spread the sell-off. And in this case, we're not going to waste any time. We'll just look at it with our AI. We'll load the strategy. It'll load one ticker. We'll go to the NASDAQ 100 and we'll look at it over 3 years. And here are the results: an 84.6% win rate with an average trade return of 25%. And what is this technical open? When does this happen? It's when the stock is down in the last 30 days by 10% or more. So a stock is fully in a correction. The stock is below the 200-day moving average. That means it is in technical failure. And then we have two different measures of our artificial intelligence placed on top of it. This is another strategy for our portfolio of trades, which happens during a bear market, but this time the strategy is to do a broken wing butterfly, which is to buy a put, sell 3 puts, and buy 2 puts. That creates a credit, which means we are doing a short volatility trade. And here's how the payoff looks. For this strategy, the current stock price is right here, this vertical line. If the stock goes up any amount, it's a winning strategy. The strategy does the best if the stock actually goes down. And then, of course, if the stock really falls apart, then there's a limited loss. This is a covered strategy. Remember, this occurs when a stock is already in a correction. So if it goes down a little bit more, it's the largest winner. If it recovers, it's a winner as well. As I went through these and checked the ones I liked, this is what I ended up with. We have a total of 60 alerts for this trade type, a 90% win rate, and an average trade of 43%. This is 60
Hey, Max, why don't you show them how to do it in
for
TradeMachine?
the pre-earnings diagonal.
Sure. All right.
The point of
So,
that, guys, was to see what the payoff is of this strategy. And now Max is going to show you essentially how to find it, how to find the best ones, how it looks across different sectors, and then how to set alerts.
all right. So let's go. All right. That's not the one. That's the one. All right. So we are going to go. Got to move this up a little bit. We're going to go to the backtest tab. We're coming from the Today tab. We're going to the backtest tab. And I certainly don't want that. So I'm going to select a strategy, just like we did on the video. And we're going to go down and do the CML, spread the sell-off. So I came from Save Backtest. I clicked on that. We're going to click on CML, spread the sell-off with AI. So put 132. Going to load the strategy. It automatically loads with one stock, just so you can see you're in the right place where you want to be. Here are the, down at the bottom, you see the technical open requirements. Stock over the last 30 days is down 10% or more. The stock is currently less than the SMA 200. And the skew, 6 month is less than 0. Kurtosis, 1 year is less than 0. But we don't want to just see one stock. We want to see a portfolio. So we're going to start with the NASDAQ 100. And you'll see how quickly.
Why don't you click 3 years too? So it's most recent.
I appreciate you told me that. The slightest thing throws me off, man. It's really sad.
Not sad at all.
All right. So the first thing you do when you get on the backtest tab, after you select your saved strategy, is you click on 3 years. I like to do the backtest 3 years, 2 years, 1 year. You start on 3 year to make sure that it runs 3 years back from today's date. And that'll eliminate any problems on the graphs of not seeing all the latest information by just clicking on 3 year or whatever period you want to start with. So the backtest is cycling through 100 or 101 entries. And when it's done, it'll display that total line across the top. And we'll get into some more details. So while we're waiting for that to happen, I will tell you that as an option trader, the most important thing that I learned on the trading floor and still use today, don't take a trade until you know what it does. If you don't know what it does with certainty, don't take the trade. You also need to know where it's going to make money for you and where the risk is. Where the risk is probably the most important thing. You must know those 3 things. What does the trade do? How do you make money? And most importantly, how do you lose money and how best to prevent that. Okay, so it cycled through, as I scroll down, it cycled through 101 entries. The 102nd entry is the total row across the top. So we have a winning percentage of 83.6 rounding, total return of 43,834, 514 wins, 101 losses. Most importantly, the average return percent for the trades is 19.48. That's excellent. But we're going to pick out the best trades with the highest average trade percentage. So I'm going to sort by that column. All right. So we have our good friend Vertex, which is very popular in the community. And it has an average trade percentage of 185.5. We definitely want to click on that. We want to save that. We want to create an alert for that. Siri, 178. Really anything. I want these. I'm taking a quick look at the percent return and the win percentage. I'm gonna skip this one, even though it has an average of 174. Ophir will probably disagree with me, but it doesn't have a high enough percentage win for me.
I'm okay with that.
You might we have two oh, it's VRSK. I like that. 83 bib XEL. You see what I'm doing? I'm checking off the alerts I want to create from the trades that generate outstanding returns over 3 years. I will sometimes look at 2-year and 1 year and cut down the list even further. But the starting step, I load up 3 years, I look at the results, I pick the ones I like and create alerts. I don't usually take just one occurrence, one win, 1-0. I'll probably skip that.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
And I'm not going to continue doing the check marks, but wherever I have checked the row, we then, when you're all done doing that, we just click on the Add Alert button. And we're going to come back to this screen because I want to do the other portfolio as well. And there are my check mark stocks. Here are the technical conditions. I don't enter my phone number. I do enter my email address. So now you all see my email address, and I'm expecting lots of emails. Most importantly is the notes section. And here's where I want to add a personal note. So the first thing I do is I take out this TradeMachine link before the colon, and I enter this trade. Who did this trade come from? Did it come from the Today page? Did it come from Ophir? Did it come from one of the community users? Or did I create it? In this case, it came from Ophir. And it's spread sell-off. And I'll also add it's a put 1 by 3 by 2. And in this case, it is 30 DTE. All right, you can add whatever. I guess I should spell spread correctly. You can add whatever other note you want. And then all you need to do is hit the add alert button. Now I've already done these, so I'm not going to hit that button unless Ophir wants me to.
It's your account, as you wish.
I'll do it this first time and then I won't do it after this. All right. So you hit that and then you'll see right away 5 alerts created. And If I search for them, they will be there. If anybody remembers the first one, what was it, VRTX?
You can actually sort by created on the right-hand side, the column. Yep.
Oh, thank you.
And then, well, now it's reversed one more time. Yep.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Oh, Fear, you are so smart, man. Okay, so you can see. Here's the alert for BIIB. Ophir spread the sell-off. It's a put 1 by 3 by 2, 30 DTE. If I click on the link, it'll load up in a separate tab, but it's loading all of the ones that I have created in the past. So we'll stop that. And we will go back to the backtest tab. And we will go back to the strategy. Oops. Where are my strategies?
You have to wait for the settings to load.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
I broke it.
No, you didn't.
So it's all my fault.
Just hit cancel.
Cancel.
Also, I think this tab might already be open.
Yeah, why don't we just take it from my Walmart trade? So we're on the backtest, tab. I'm going to hit save backtest, select strategy. Yep, that was the problem. CML, spread the sell-off, AI, put 132, load. And this time we'll do a different portfolio. Let's look at financials. Same technical open conditions.
You want to do 3 years though?
Oh God, I am bad. It's the pressure. It's the pressure.
It's the immense pressure. So guys, what Max is doing is he showed you, we're going to talk about the strategy more in depth. Don't worry. We're just showing you how to do it in Trade Machine. But what he showed you is how well it worked in ostensibly technology companies. NASDAQ 100 are the largest 100 companies on NASDAQ. They're not all technology companies, but most of them are. And now what he's doing is he's showing you how it did in financials. So a totally different sector, because if a strategy is really robust and the results are robust and you think you might want to rely on them for the future, even though there's no guarantee, of course, it should work on different baskets of stocks. It shouldn't just work on one basket of stocks. So when this is finished running, it'll show the top row, it'll show the results, and they should look as good or similar to technology stocks if this strategy is something that should interest you or could interest you. It certainly interests me because of the results you're about to see. So.
Yeah, and I just want to add one other point, and that is you're creating the alert, in this case on December 14th of 2023. Trade Machine is going to let you know when that alert becomes active, whatever day that is. The first thing you should do is click on the 3-year test length and let it run again through the current date, 3 years back, and make sure that conditions haven't changed and it's still a very good trade and something that you should consider. That's the first thing I do when I get an alert that I'm interested in, is I do a 3-year back test with the end date being the current date and see that it's still a good trade, something that I want to take. Okay, so we have our total row. I believe there were 72 stocks. Scrolling back up, we're going to sort on average trade percentage, and we can see, all right, it's only one occurrence. I'm going to skip it. JKHY, I have no idea what that is, but I like it a lot. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to click on L. I'm going to click on AFL is AFL Aflac?
Yeah, Affleck.
Aflac.
Mhm.
All right. So we'll just do these three,
But
and
also,
then I want to
Ma Max,
I want to
note
show
the
the
results at the
details of
top.
this strategy.
Note the results at the top that the win rate, remember the win rate
Oh,
on technology was what, like 84%, something like that?
right,
And with financials, it's 86. So this trade is robust across different baskets of
right,
stocks.
right, right. And look, just look, an average of 40.4%
Per month.
across stocks that you want to create alert for and stocks that you don't want to create an alert for towards the bottom here. Is incredibly good. So you definitely want to create these alerts. I've just picked the top three, but I just want to highlight, if you go over down the left-hand column under strategies, and you'll see CML spread the sell-off put, and you hit the edit button, just in case you want to double check and make sure you know what this trade is all about. Um, Now, for some reason, I think I overrode the general strategy. This now said I've done a lot of tests with this strategy. It now says 20 days for the roll, but it's actually 30 for the back tested test. So it's not difficult to fix if you actually want
So
to.
so when you pick that out, so did that change in Trade Machine? Let me see something.
Some, yes, somehow 30 became 20. I
Yeah.
think it's because I have some custom that use the same name. I may have changed it in a prior session. I think that's what happened. But it's very easy to fix, and I can do it right now
Well,
if you don't.
that's actually, I need to know this because that would be a bug. That strategy is not supposed to be changeable. So it's actually
Okay,
as a developer, I'm now trying to I just look.
maybe. Um, do your QAs have an underscore or something to start? I
No,
don't know.
if it starts with CML space, it should be unchangeable.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen it changed. So maybe I did something okay. So I'm going to get rid of these. And very quickly, I'm now I bought one 37 Delta, 30 days to expiration. I am now gonna make that 25.
No,
I'm gonna,
it is a 20-day strategy.
it is?
Yeah, yeah. That's right.
Oh, jeez.
No, it's
Okay,
okay.
disregard.
Yeah, just hit
Disregard.
cancel. Just hit cancel. Yeah.
I didn't know it was a 20-day strategy.
Me either. I've been doing it as 30 days and making money on it, but it's okay.
I've been telling everybody it's 30 days because because it also came up in community. Several of the traders wanted a shorter term trade than 30 DTE. So we put together a 1 by 3 by 2 put 14 day.
Yeah,
And
so it's 20 day. That's at least
yeah, yeah. So
and he made a 14 day, yeah.
yeah. So we made it 14 day. And I suggest that you do that. Because it's a shorter term trade, and different stocks will do better in the shorter term than the 20 DTE or 30 DTE. I guess I've used both. Okay, so now
So Max, why don't you pull up JP Morgan? Just click on JP Morgan, JPM.
okay,
Yep. Or actually go into the where the portfolio is and just type in ticker JPM. I want you to show people that how the deltas work. So go tickers, yep, JPM.
all right, got it.
All right, so there's a question, guys, in chat about the strategy. It's a good question, which is kind of like we see the deltas, but like what are they? So this hasn't triggered today for JP Morgan, but let's pretend it did. So why don't you click show options chain in Trade Machine? Yep.
Okay,
So
I was
remember,
gonna go.
we're
I was
going to
gonna
look
go
at
to my
the,
trading
that's all right.
software, but
We want to look at the options that are the closest day, 20 days to expiration. So go to
22,
There you go. So scroll down so we can see those options. Okay, that's fine.
right?
And maybe let me see the 1 month after the week after. I'm trying to look for more
29.
strikes. Yeah, just trying to see more strikes. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So you can choose whichever expiration you like, just test it. But now the strategy calls for first to buy the options that are closest to 37 delta. So on the right-hand side, guys, is the delta. So what's the closest to 37? It would be the ones that are 33, right?
Right.
So the
Correct.
strategy would say first, buy the 160 put. Okay. Then it says get short. What's the strike to get short, Max?
25, three
Okay.
times.
Get short the options that are closest to the 25 delta. Well, 24 is the closest to 25. So you'll sell 3 of the 157.5 puts. And then you'll buy 2 of the puts that are closest to 10 delta. Is that right?
That's correct. So that would
Although
be the
that
12,
right.
12 delta.
So this strategy in real life, if it was triggering today, would be get long the Jan 12, 24, 160 puts, sell 3 of the 157 half puts, and buy 2 of the 152.5 puts. So before we go any further, do you guys see how I'm choosing those options? You can just put it in chat. It's okay if you don't. Do you guys see like how did I know to use those numbers? We'll wait and see if anybody's not shy. Yes. Anybody else? If I'm actually looking to see if there's no's. You guys okay? Yes, you guys see it. Okay, great. So Max, why don't you click edit the strategy one more time just so we can pull the numbers back up.
Okay. Let me go back to
Sure.
your 20-day. Hopefully it's still
Sure.
there.
It will be.
All right. Sit under, should be towards the bottom. CML by the sell-off. CML spread the
Right there.
sell-off.
Yep. Yep. And now click
Okay.
edit.
And now let's
Edit.
edit.
Okay,
Okay.
so that's where I was getting the deltas, guys. It says long 1 of the 37s, short 3 of the 25s, and long 2 of the 10s. And what Trade Machine does when there's not exactly a 37 delta, not exactly a 25 delta, not exactly 10 delta, it just chooses the options that are closest. Like we showed you, we ended up with like, what was it, 33, 24, and 12. Whatever. That's what Trade Machine does. That's why
Right.
we use deltas.
Right. And when you do it in your trading software, you want to make sure, number one, you're getting a sufficient credit for the amount of risk that you're taking. So a couple of dollars minimum as a credit for this trade. Because if you recall from Ophir's 2-minute video, when it showed you the expiration graph, you saw that if the stock goes up, your profit is the credit you received when you created the trade. If the stock starts to go down, it gets into that area that is 37 delta and a little lower. And if it gets below if the stock goes down and gets below the 25 delta, you start to get into that negative territory and can have a larger loss than the credit that you've received if you just let it play out.
Yeah,
I do not. There are
okay.
some strategies to try and minimize losses and turn it into a gain.
So
But
let me share my screen because I have that P&L. You can keep talking. I just want people to be staring at the P&L chart. You can keep talking. I'm just gonna.
all right.
Yeah.
So
Do you
thank
see, Matt? You see it? Okay, good. Keep
I
going.
see it. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So if the stock goes up, here's the current price.
Yeah.
Now this is pretty much very close to expiration for this payoff diagram.
That's right.
Um, so we have 20 days or 14 days or 30 days, whatever period you decide is best for the stock and you. And so it won't be this harsh during the trade, during the days of the trade. If the stock goes up, you've locked in the credit that you received when you created the trade. If the stock starts to go down between 37 and 25, you will see increased profit. All right, because that's a sweet spot. Now, if it breaks down below 25, once that credit that you have from the beginning of the trade, because you put it on for a credit, disappears, you are going to be starting to hurt. All right. So how do I manage it? When I hit the 37, if the stock starts to go down, I'm paying super attention to it. All right. And I'm watching to see what the 1x3x2 is worth intraday. If it grows to a sufficient profit, I'll take the whole trade off. I'm not waiting till 80% necessarily. Or because I have multiples, I might take off some at 25%, 50%, 70%, leave a couple shooting for the 80%. But I'm concerned, especially if it happens early on in the trade, that it's going to blow through the short 25 delta strike and get into this territory. So I'm not as aggressive as I used to be in the old days on the trading floor down in the old World Trade Center. May it rest in peace. Because in the old days, I'd let it ride. Just trade 8-1, 8 wins, 1 loss. I'm going for my 80% on all 10 contracts or whatever the number was. In my older days, more experienced days, I'll start taking them off before 80%, especially if it's early on in the trade and the stock is moving down quickly.
I'll stop sharing my screen. Max, share your screen again and show them why you're talking about 80%. It's a part of the strategy that we didn't touch on yet.
Okay, cool. Share screen. Guess it's this window.
Yep.
All right, so we will cancel this.
So Max was talking about 80%. If you're wondering why.
So you'll see it in the title, number one. Although I don't think it appears in the title when you have a table of multiple stocks.
Yeah, I'm
But
not sure.
the key thing is if you go down the leftmost column below the strategies, close trade when. You can have technical closes on different strategies, or you can enter a limit for the gains and a limit for your losses. In this case, and you can also close after a number of trading days. In this case, we're asking it to close the back test when we reach the 80% level of profit. So, and it's 80% of the credit that we receive. Is that correct, Ophir?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're selling it, if you're creating a $1 credit, if this thing went down to 20 cents, you've made your 80%. The trade machine would say, we're done. We'll take
Right. Buy it back for 20 cents. You sold it for $1. Take your 80%. You did it 10 times. You're a happy person. You don't have to eat peanut butter and jelly every night for dinner.
No, another thing to consider, which is really interesting, guys, if you're new to options trading, is that when you do a trade, let's say you do a trade, you say, I'm gonna sell it at $1 and I want to collect the whole dollar. Okay, fine. Time goes by, it was actually a good trade, and the thing is worth 5 cents. Let's say the thing is worth 5 cents. So you received $1, it's worth 5 cents, you've made 95 cents, and you say, oh, I don't want to close it. I just want to get the whole dollar as opposed to taking 95%. That's okay if you want to do that, but keep in mind, every day a trade is open, it's like a new trade. So what you're basically doing, if you don't close it when it's at 5 cents, is you're saying, I want to sell this spread at 5 cents. But no, you don't. You don't want to sell the spread at 5 cents. You wanted to sell it at $1.
Right.
So it's marking to market. That's marking to market is just a fancy way of saying marking means valuing, how much is it worth? And marking to market means to what the market price is today. So when you mark to market, when you see how much a trade is worth, You don't just say, "Oh, I sold it at $1 and I want to make the whole dollar and it's worth 5 cents. I'll just wait." That's a personal decision. But just remember, what you're saying is on that day, well, then I would sell it at 5 cents. And
Right,
I'm guessing you wouldn't. And that's probably why you would close it. And that's why when
right,
I created this trade, I put it 80% gain, because just as a trader, I'm thinking to myself, if I'm probably not selling $1, probably selling at $2. If I'm selling something at $2, it gets to 40 cents. Yeah, I'm good. I probably don't want to sell this thing at 40 cents. There's not enough juice for me. Now, again, it's very personal. You can change the limit, the gain in TradeMachine for however you want. This is not trading advice. This is just how we're thinking about it. With two professional traders here, we're both going to land on the same place, which is wherever it
we're
marks to
closing,
market. If you don't close it, that means you want to do the trade today. And by the
right,
way, it's the same thing if you own a stock. If you own a stock at 100 and it went up to 300 really fast, and you're thinking, man, I don't want to sell because I don't want to miss out. That's okay. But you not selling at 300 means you want to buy it today at 300, because that's what you have, right? So that's why, if you're wondering why there's a limit gain on most of the spreads that I built in the trade machine, that's why. That's how professional traders look at this stuff. Do I want to do this trade if it's only worth 20 cents? No, I don't. I want to get out. So that was the point.
yeah, and I would add one more thing. You sold it for $1. It's now worth 5 cents. You're considering, as Ophir says, if you leave it on for the next day, you're in effect selling it for 5 cents. But not only that, you have a paper profit that you haven't taken yet of the $95. This thing reverses against you. You're now giving the profits that you had right in your hands. You're giving it back. I hate that. You don't want to do that.
Not
I
only giving it
close,
back, you're giving it back because you wanted an extra $5.
right, right. That's horrible. You will hate yourself more for that than if the trade lost from the beginning,
That's right.
in my opinion.
Yeah, in
I
general, yes.
always close things like that. I don't care about the extra commission or the extra exchange fee. I don't, I will want the majority of the profit. I close all single strike, where if it's only one option, I will close it for a penny or 2 pennies. There was one guy on the trading floor. He's closing things for 3 cents. I have my order in to close it for a penny. And I said to him, why 3 cents? He goes, because I know there's thousands of contracts bid at a penny. I want to get out before those guys. I just want to get out. I made my money. I want out.
All right. So someone asks about this over 1 year. So go to save the back tests, Max.
Okay, you want to leave JPM up?
No. We'll do go to save back test, pull up the new one. We'll do a whole portfolio.
All right.
So yeah.
You want to
Uh,
pick it? You want to do
uh,
XLF? Okay.
sure. Do 1 year. Type hate 1 year.
Yes, sir. I was doing that.
Yeah. So this we'll see how this did over the last year. Because someone said in the video clip you ran earlier that it was this is more suited to bearish markets. This is not suited to bearish markets. This will trigger in bearish markets. Two different things, right?
Right.
The opening rule for this is that the stock is down at least 10% in the last 30 days. That's what
Right.
into the stock world we call a correction. So I don't think this is a bearish trade. This triggers in a bear market. I just want to be very clear about the
Right.
difference.
And just to be more specific, it's a bear market for that specific stock,
For that stock. That's right.
right?
Right. So can you scroll down so we can see it loading? Just curious.
And you'll see below the box that anytime there are low liquidity options that it's considering buying or selling, it gives you a highlight.
By the way, we're going to have more sophisticated liquidity filters coming in. We're actually going to give it a score. Every stock from zero
Oh,
to one,
cool.
from 0 to 100. Liquidity 82. Go to the top, Max, so we
Yeah.
see the summary.
Yes, sir.
So there you go, guys. This
Yeah.
was an atrocious year for financials. An atrocious year. And what's the win rate? 85%. What was the win rate over 3 years? 86%. What was the win rate for technology stocks over 3 years? 83%. This strategy is robust. It works at least in the last 3 years across various markets in various sectors, and the average trades all come out about the same.
Yep, right. 31.46.
Right.
And
All
we
right, so that's
can
one question. Another person says, when we set the alert, I don't see open or close in the email. Is it possible to add that? So what's coming soon to Trade Machine, not yet, but relatively soon, is when a trade triggers. So when you get an alert, or if you're on the Today tab and you click on a link and you takes you to the backtest tab, it's not just going to say that the trade is active. It's actually going to tell you the options. So you know that little thing Max and I just did where we did the closest to the 37 delta, the closest to the 25 delta, the closest to 20. So we had to sort of pluck it out. Trade Machine is going to do it for you. It's going to be on the page. If only if it's active, it'll say this strike, this strike, this strike. So we're going to do the work for you.
right. And Ophir, correct me if I'm wrong. I just moved over to the Today tab, but there's also going to be a designation that it's still active, right?
Well, if it says today, I think that actually might be true. I'll have to ask Jason. But on the side where it says triggered, it'd be something that's today. So click on Max. Click on let's see, TXN,
TXN.
Texas Instruments. So whatever trade this is, I didn't even actually see. It looks like a long call. So what it would say is right now it says the 40 delta call, and you could figure out the 40 delta call the closest to 30 days by right now by clicking show options chain, right? So he could do
Right.
that. Max will look for the closest to 30 days. Go ahead and do it. So
30 day.
there, 29 days,
29 days.
and then the 40 delta, the calls are on
Right.
the left hand side, and the
Yes, they are.
closest to the 40 delta would be the 49 delta. Okay, so you can do it, but what we're going to do soon is Trade Machine will just expose it and say it's the Jan 12th, 2024 170 call. We'll just tell you. Why are we making you do that extra step? That doesn't. We're trying to make it easier. So it'll be above, right on the first screen in the back. So we're getting alerts. It's going to be actionable. You have to decide if you want to take the trade or not, right? We're not giving trade advice. This is an alert you're setting. We're giving you historical fact. This is how it does in the past. And past performance is not a guarantee of future results. But if you want to do it, we're going to give you.
It's a great starting point. It's a great starting point.
Well, Jason always says a great thing. Let's say so someone says, yeah, I don't think the past matters. Okay, well, I'm going to give you something. Let's say there's a trade that it's happened 10 times in the last year, and all 10 times it was a winner. And you're considering taking the trade. Or the exact same trade, it happened 10 times in the last year, all 10 times it was a loser. You're telling me that's not going to make a difference whether you decide to do it or not? If you're being intellectually honest with yourself, even if you're not sure backtesting works, you're not going to do the one that has 0 wins and 10 losses. You're just not. You know you're not. Don't lie to yourself. So the past is going to influence at least your decision making.
Right. I just wanted to add the point that it's a great starting point if you're providing if you're providing us with the potential option trade. But you may have the time and the inspiration to look at other possibilities for the trade, not just the 40 delta, and perhaps by looking at 5 different possibilities, you might like the 30 delta calls better. Same win rate, but a higher total return.
Yeah.
I do this all the time. And then I'll go look at the option chain and see how liquid these options are, bid ask spread, et cetera. But I might want to do something different than just the default 40 delta call in this case.
Absolutely. So there's a question here. It says, Max, can you click on the TXN buy 40 delta calls box? Not sure what that means. Maybe that.
Yeah, I'm sure this is what it means.
Okay, yeah.
Well,
it's your best guess. I like your guess. So when you click on a back test tile, it'll show you all the details. You can show them, Max.
Right. So going down. The expiration's 30 days, the amount of money risked over the year, the total return, the percent return, very important, the average percent return for each trade, commissions, the win rate, wins and losses. The average win was 1301. The average loss is 1490. I like to see those numbers close, if not, significantly better on the average win, but I don't want to see 100 here and 1490 for the average loss. That would be a concern for me. And average percent win, the average loss, I like to see that higher than that number, the negative number. Did the person specify what else they want to see?
Yeah, they said if you scroll down and look at the options opened, it is not showing today's trade opened. So you want to go to page 5. Yeah. So tomorrow, this is the most interesting. So you want to wait till tomorrow for this to load in TradeMachine, right?
All right. So that's the same day. It's not going to show when you look at that level of detail.
Right. You'll see the trade as of if it triggered, which I think it did. You'll see it tomorrow.
Right. Right.
All right, guys. I see. So open date today or tomorrow. No, so the open date is today. It would be at the close today. If you're going to follow the rules of TradeMachine, it would be at the close today or 15 minutes before the close today. But TradeMachine then does all its data processing overnight. So tomorrow, when you come back, it'll show that the trade opened. So you'll actually see tomorrow that it says 12/14/2023, whatever the 40 delta call ends up being. I don't know what the strike is, but whatever the strike is.
Let me just, I just redid it 1 year, so it has the end date as today. And let's click on the tile again.
Okay, sure.
If we have a second.
Yeah, sure.
I don't have the chat open, so if there are any other really important questions.
No, that's it. Do it. Yeah, go to the bottom. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it'll load tomorrow. Exactly.
Yeah. That's right. Okay. All right.
All right, guys. Ophir and Max, my question has to do with strikes. I would like the start of losses to be a bit lower to give me a little bit more downside before the pain, even if that means the peak profit is lower. Will this be achieved if I scooch the middle strike a bit lower, like an 18 delta? Yeah, that's true. You can move the deltas around. And yes, what you said is true. But what I want you to consider is, yes, your credit will start going down. It won't necessarily be a credit if you move the deltas too much.
Right.
And remember, if it's not a credit, remember in that chart I showed you, that P&L chart, if the stock exploded up 30%, yeah, you don't participate a big time in it, but you have a profit. A profit's a profit. It could be a loss. It wouldn't be a big loss, but it would be the amount of the then resulting debit, right? If it's not a credit, it's a debit. And that means if the stock goes higher, you lose.
Right.
So my advice to you, which is not trading advice, it's thought advice, change the deltas, see what it looks like, and then go and look, right? If you want to construct the trade, then look at your brokerage or do what Max does, show the options chain and write it down. I'm buying one of these, it costs me this much. I'm selling 3 of these, I receive this much. I'm buying 2 of these, it costs me this much. Then you'll look, and if that number isn't positive, right? That number isn't positive. If you're not receiving more than you're paying, then when the stock goes up, you lose money.
Yeah. And let me suggest, I have played around with other deltas besides 37, 25, and 10. If it was an expensive enough stock with sufficient implied volatility within that stock, I did have some success in getting credit by doing 30 for the 1 long, 20 delta for the 3 shorts, and 10 delta for the 2 longs. But it really is very stock dependent at a specific time. But if you're in your trading software, besides looking at the option chain that you get in TradeMachine, if you're in your trading software, it's 7:55. Can I throw my trading software up for a second?
Yeah, we're going to be gone in 5 minutes, but sure. I just want to answer a couple questions. Someone asked, with the liquidity score, would it come? Will it be settable as a trigger? Yes, that's the point. You can do back tests where the liquidity is only a certain level. In other words, I only want to see if liquidity is 80 out of 100. So yeah, I just wanted to want people, I want to answer. I just want to make sure we get, because this is supposed to be a Q&A session too. Is there a
Yes.
place to see the P&L on each position as suggested? Yeah, so there is, right? What you do is you go, you edit the strategy, you change the deltas out, you rerun the back test, and you can start seeing it.
Okay. Are you seeing my screen or did I need to stop and start again?
No, I see your screen.
Okay, you see my trading software?
Yeah.
So I'm
Oh,
gonna go
oh
out.
no. I see Trade Machine.
Okay. All right. It's too late. We'll we'll do it next time. But I guess I still haven't figured out how to switch when I switch my screen to for it to be seamless that you're seeing my trading software or whatever new screen I
Yeah,
want to
we
put up.
can. Yeah, we can work on that.
I'm gonna have to I'm gonna hire Amanda to do a test Zoom with me and
Exactly.
and and sit with me for a half hour.
So, Max, go to the saved backtest dropdown. So, guys, on Tuesday, this is what we're going to go over. So, today we went over a very specific strategy, right? It was a 1x3x2. It's actually the most complicated strategy there is. So, it doesn't get more complicated than that. I wanted to start with the most difficult, and it's actually going to go downhill from here. Going to be easier. Okay. So, next time, what we're going to, and remember, that's generally when a stock is in a bear market. We're going to do one more when a stock is in a bear market, and that's going to be the sell off with AI. So up a little, up.
Yeah. I see it. Buy the
And
sell up with
yeah,
AI. Got
that's
it.
the one we're going to do on Tuesday. Okay. This one is only 2 legs. So only 2 options as opposed to 3. It's not a ratio. So you don't have this weird jagged edge thing going on. It's just long one option and short one option.
There
And
you
then
go.
so today and tomorrow, I'm sorry. So today and Tuesday, we'll have covered kind of, hey, when stocks are in a bear market, what are some good alerts? Or what are some alerts I could try? Then we're going to switch at the end of next week and into the week after. We'll start looking things when we're in a bull market. Okay. And so just want to let you guys know what's coming with these help sessions. Now we're going to send those of you who haven't received a survey. We're going to send you a survey, which basically says, and it's anonymous. We don't know who's answering. Please don't be embarrassed. We're going to send you a survey, which basically says it's just like rating things on a 1 to 10. Did you like it? Did it help? Yeah, yes, no. Please be honest. It only helps us to get honest feedback because we'll change what we're doing such that it's valuable to you. Max and I know all of this. We've been trading me for 25 years and him for a little. He's a little younger than I
Uh,
am. So so we're gonna do that. And so if you guys answer the survey honestly, then you can help guide us. You're not hurting our feelings. We just want to know what's going on. But in general, this is going to happen twice a week, once during market hours on Tuesdays, once after market hours on Thursdays. But the last thing I want people to do, Max, can you close that and go to community?
yes, sir.
Oh, actually, do it through Trade Machine. So let them see how you do it.
To what?
Go to Trade Machine and then click the community tab.
Okay. All right. So I'm on the Today tab and
Right.
then
So in the upper right, there's community. This is why I want you to know this about community. Max is there every day the market is open. Okay. So if you have questions, you don't have to wait for the panel. You don't have to wait for live questions. You're like, I can't make Tuesdays and Thursdays. I have to be with my family. I have to work. Or what if you have a question on Wednesday? You don't want to wait. Or you have a question on Friday and you don't want to wait for the weekend. You can go into Trade Machine, into community. You'll be on the Trade Machine tab. There's Max. Right? So you ask him a question. And in fact, let me share my screen because you can't tag yourself. So hold on. Let me
I
share my screen.
can't.
No, I don't think
I
so.
thought that's how I improve my statistics. I've been tagging myself every day.
Exactly. So let me go to Trade Machine. Can you guys, that's not it. Okay. Can you guys see my screen? Can you see my screen, Max?
Yes.
Okay. So you'll be in the Trade Machine room. And then he goes by the name Uncle Pops. So you go to type in Uncle.
Chat.
Chat. Sorry. Chat.
When you introduced AI, it became Chat Uncle Pops.
Chat up. So you do that, and then you can ask him. Once you do that, when you type something here like, "Hey Max, how do I whatever?" You click post, he'll get it. Right? I'm going to click post. He's going to get an alert that says, "Oh, Ophir Gottlieb just sent you a message." And so when he's not going to be on here 24 hours a day, right? But he's on here twice a day, 5 days a week. You can also ask him questions live. Feel free to, right? Community is here for you. Max is here for you, not just on these live sessions, but also here in community. I'm going to delete this because I don't want to give him an alert.
I was gonna ignore it anyway.
Oh my
And
God, look at that. He was going to ignore me.
I make an
Unbelievable.
additional promise to the community. I'm going to practice using Zoom so I can be smoother
Turn on your
during
camera.
these
Turn on your
sessions.
camera. Well, we'll tell everyone good night together. Turn on your camera.
All right.
So click videos. Yeah.
Yes. I knew that.
Did you like to go to 3 years on the back test? All right, guys, have a fabulous night. Max is going to be doing most of the work. I'm just here in the early days. But thanks for joining. Have a fabulous night. Have a fabulous weekend. Chat him up in community. Don't be bashful. And we will see you guys Tuesday. Yeah.
Looking forward to working with you guys.
All right.
And don't be afraid to ask.
Ask
Join
questions.
community and ask questions.
Someone said they were embarrassed to ask questions. I can promise you, if you're embarrassed to ask a question, there's someone else who wants to ask the question too. And when you ask it, they're going to go, oh, thank God. Thank God someone asked that question. All right. Bye, guys.
Good night. Good night, Ophir.
Good night, Max.